Hey, silly. Hey, Italian princess. You don't have to drive, Italian princess. Oh, well, that was weird. I wish I wasn't driving either. I would take a driver right now. My little guy's had to get picked up early from school. He's got a fever of 102. Oh, really, silly? That's very cool. Hi, Lily Justice. Yeah, it's my little grandson. He just turned 4. His mom is sick. His new stepdaddy's sick. They just got married on last weekend, so there was a lot of sick people. So I'm not surprised he's sick now. But hopefully it's not RSV or anything like that. He was real sick with RSV a couple years ago. And Ashley, hi Mima. But he was diagnosed with RSV and took his first ambulance ride that night. He was just 1 and ended up in the hospital with it. Then it's highly contagious, just so y'all know. And the adult version of RSV nearly killed me and his mom. His mom got it and I got it. It was horrible. It was. They go, oh, it's just like having a cold, and I'm like, no, it was much worse than having a cold. Hey, Gator Girl. And have you all ever heard of, you know what I'm talking about, the Big C? You know, the testing that they have for that? Have you ever heard of a urine test for that? I had neither. When my daughter told me that um, her husband had been tested for it, um, they did a urine test. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I had to Google it. And it's some sort of foam test. How much your urine foams on the test strip or something like that. Now, isn't that not the wackiest thing you've ever heard? Now, Google it after you get off of here. Yes, and so it came back inconclusive, so they had to send it off to be analyzed. The urine test. They found nicotine in yours, Dixie. Oh, 15. Oh, that's sweet. That's a good age. Well, Dixie, if they found nicotine, we know what you do. Hey, you, home. So now you learned something new today on Aruba Dive Girl. There's a urine test. I know. I'm like, oh, they really are trying hard, aren't they? No, it's the big C test of your urine. You missed it, U-Haul. My new son-in-law's sick, and his C test came back negative. The flu test came back negative. So they checked his urine for the big C. And I thought my daughter was crazy for telling me that, but no, there's a urine test for that. Oh, I know. It's just it's a bunch of crap. Oh, did they? Is that what she supposedly died from, Dixie, or was it something else that she passed from? A breathalyzer for the big C? Oh, wow. Did they do an autopsy, or is that just what they told you, Dixie? I don't mean to press. I'm just curious because I work healthcare. Ah, from a transfusion. there's supposed to be some safeguard. We had this conversation, or someone brought it up somewhere I was, about that, about the people that had the nasty and gave blood. And I can't remember what the response was per the Red Cross. I don't know how they could safely transfuse. And again, it's lies. And it'd be safe if you had gotten the nasty. Yeah, but what are they checking for? Are they looking for antibodies, or what are they looking for? What are they? I'm not quite sure how you could safely check somebody. You could check for the big C, but you couldn't check if somebody had gotten the nasty and had side effects from that could pass it on to you. Oh, interesting, Dixie. Can you say how many nasties she got? Oh, she didn't get it. She wasn't vaxxed, and then okay. It's definitely a scam. And the urine foam test, its findings depend on how much it foams. Really? I mean, how stupid is that? But it's interesting how flu's made a comeback now. Flu has made a comeback, and now we have this huge outbreak of RSV with the kids. Yeah, it's kind of hard to take your doctor serious now. Silly. I don't know how they cannot do that. I mean, that's the way it needs to be now. Let's see how many people that's received the nasty that need a transfusion don't want a transfusion from somebody else who's received the nasty. I can guarantee you that would be 100%. Oh, Gator, funny, not funny. I wonder if you pee on it or whether they dip it. That would be interesting to find out too. I'm picturing like the little pregnancy test or the big C test, and you just pee on it and watch it foam. Yeah, but now the big C is gone, and now the flu is back. It's just amazing how the flu knew just to quiet down and go away, and now it's back. Yeah, that was their hope, was to scare everybody into doing it. And I can tell you, it wasn't a true one they got in their arms, those ones that went in front of a TV camera and got theirs. Hey, Chaplain. Everybody, if you don't follow Chaplain, if you can subscribe to his channel, that would be great. He he is on at 5 o'clock every night, and then Sunday mornings at 10. No, they put on this big show that they are, but I can tell you that that's not what they're getting in their arm. Oh, we have a little accident or something here, yeah. A little boo-boo. I don't know if they hit somebody and that car ran away or what. So prayers for that person that's in that accident there, that they're okay and be on their way soon. Bye, Mima. Take care. I know who left. I'm sorry. I was thinking it was Mima, but I missed it. I was looking at that accident, so bye-bye, Mima. Okay. Hot and run? No, I said hit and run. I am still got the voice that's off, so it might have sounded hot and run. Well, she had all that damage to the front of the vehicle, but there was no other vehicle there. It looked like she'd bounced off of somebody. All right, let's hope that I don't get stuck in traffic like I did last night. It took me forever to get home. Hey, Jason. Hey, Red Cactus. I appreciate the likes. Thank you. what are we having for dinner, Italian Princess? I'm really hungry. It'd be nice if you could like talk back to me, you know, like for those who's doing things around the house, and you could just say, "Hey." Oh, that was nice that he ordered pizza. Sorry that your oven went out. That sucks. Oh, I love cornbread dressing. Yes, StreamYard, you can have conversation. You're right. I did my prayer vigil from StreamYard the other night. I was the only one on there, but I did it from StreamYard. Oh, Wendy's is always good too, Gator Girl. Well, that's a good friend there, Jason. Half a pizza, that's good. Oh, yuck. Everyone, pizza does sound good. I like to order pizza because then I have leftovers, and then I can have several meals off of one pizza. Oh, that would be cool, Chaplain. Take care, Lily. Thanks for riding along. Before everyone goes, look at this beautiful, for everyone to see that cross. Can you see it to the right? See that beautiful cross? Thanksgiving dinner and her oven's broke. Oh, that really sucks. Yeah, I'd love that cross. During the day, you can't appreciate it so much as you can after dark. That's the only good thing about the time change. We get to see the cross coming home. And let me ask you, you see how you can see the road and the cars and stuff? I can make it closer, and I have had it up closer. Would you rather have it like at a distance like this, or would you rather it be up closer that it's bigger, like in your face more? I'm just taking a little hold here. I think I like it when it's up a little closer or bigger. You can see more detail. Oh, Oh, here we go. This lovely exit all backed up. Closer. Okay, that's it. Yeah, I don't know how it got changed, but definitely will make it closer. I'll change the setting when I get off. You can't do it while you're online, but I will definitely change it. Hey Wayne, happy Tuesday. Or Wednesday if tomorrow's Friday for you, which it is for me. Thanks for coming back and riding along with us. All right, now keep in mind, my dead zone is up ahead, but it's been coming a little bit earlier for some reason. So anytime between now and then, I might drop down and you can't hear me, but hang in there. I'll be back. Just depends on how much traffic I've got and how slow I go through the dead zone. Oh, good for you having every day is Friday. Oh, that's good, Chaplain. Good. When are you going to have your panel, or are you just thinking about it right now? You're not got any definite plans? Chaplain, is Bruce going to have some family or some place to go for Thanksgiving to keep him occupied so he's not so overwhelmed with the holiday? Okay, my signal's Oh, I can help you, Chaplain. So catch up with me. It's easy, and I can show you or tell you how. Look at all that diesel going right there. Diesel, diesel, diesel. Look at all that red lights, red lights. Oh, that's very cool. So he'll have family and be with others. That's good. That's wonderful news. I had that same situation with my ex, and, he's remarried and she's got 2 children. We are one big blended family, but, my daughter just got married last weekend, not this past weekend, but the weekend before that. And her daughter, my ex's current wife's daughter, did my makeup for the wedding, and my ex-husband's wife actually did my hair for the wedding. We hang out and do things together because we have a child together, so got to get along. It's exhausting to be at each other or have to avoid each other. Who wants that? Oh yeah, we do everything together. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to go back to Virginia for Thanksgiving, but because they didn't want me down here by myself, and I'm like, I'm good. But they'll be down here at Christmas time, so I'll go over and spend Christmas with them. Um, we've gone on vacation together several times. We have a group text that we text all day long. I mean, not all day long, but we text back and forth. All my ex and his wife, me, my daughter, and her husband. Now, we all have a group text, and we share everything in there. It's so much easier to get along than it is to not get along. And for example, at my daughter's wedding, we were all there together. It was all a good thing. Could you imagine being there trying to avoid the other? I mean, that would just be horrible. And I had a niece, I'm divorced, but I don't look at them as my ex niece, or, all of his brothers and sisters are still my brother in law and sister in law and stuff. But I talked to one of my nieces that I hadn't seen for a long time. I still, I see her on Facebook, but we were talking, and it was just so great talking to her, and she goes, "You're still my aunt." And I said, "No, absolutely." But she has an ex, and she was actually talking to her ex at the wedding, because I was talking to him, and I go, oh, and you're talking to your ex too, and we laugh because it's so rare that you come by people talking to their ex or having a life, that where you get along with your ex. So it was very cool. I mean, I didn't lose any of the family just because we divorced. I mean, truly, they're still my family. As a matter of fact, his brother and sister did me a huge favor. I had a suitcase, a big suitcase, and a couple other items I needed to get to my brother, and I've been pondering over how am I going to get him from Florida to West Virginia to him in the nursing home. A few boxes, but it was going to cost me a lot. Um, and then God intervened, and I had to drive to Virginia, so I put that suitcase and that stuff in there. I talked to his one brother that was coming to the wedding to see if he would take it back, but then at the last minute they weren't able to make it. But the other brother and sister stood up and they said, we'll take it back. And then the brother that didn't make it to the wedding is going to take it to my brother. So this is all, this is my ex-husband's family that did that for me to help me get that to my brother, which was wonderful. What a relief for me. And it was important cargo too. It was actually the last of my dad's clothes. And most of you know that I have my only sibling had a stroke at 52, and so he got to the point where I had to put him in a nursing home in December, and he really struggles with his disability and being where he is, and he needed some clothes and stuff, and so I asked him if he would be okay with Dad's things. So it was the rest of my dad's belongings that I got to him, and what he can't use I said to give to his fellow people there at the home. You're right, Dixie. It takes too much effort to hate. I don't know how people do it. All these people with drama in their life, you know. And then my daughter married into this huge Sicilian family. Joe has two brothers, two sisters, just a beautiful family. His parents are just wonderful. And they accepted my daughter and my little grandson, no questions. I mean, they could have, like, Joe, she's got a little kid. She's been married before. They're very Catholic and all, but they didn't even hesitate in accepting them to their family. And us as well, her whole side of the family. And then we fell in love with them. So we're just this one big happy family. So it's just beautiful the way this has happened. I think sometimes God, I won't say puts things in your life, but he uses your life as an example to others. I just try to I try to treat people the way I want to be treated, and I try to live the way God would want me to live. I'm far from perfect, but I try to do my best every day. But I think God does, um, give us the ability to set a good example for others. And without even trying, that all happened, that, we all can get along without hating each other. I mean, that's even with, I've got 3 stepchildren, and they're not, I mean, they're my children, and nothing's changed. The 2 older girls, I've known them since they were 3 and 11 months old. I mean, you don't just walk away from that. Yesterday, my brother posted, "Get me out of this prison now." And I'm like, oh, please don't start that. So just pray that he finds peace there. I don't know what, something has stirred him up, but just pray that he just settles down. I know it's not a fun place to be, but he can't take care of himself outside of there. Oh, that's Super Gator. That's wonderful. Can you see that beautiful American flag flying there to your right? That flies every single day there at that car dealership. It is huge, too. No, he doesn't have the ability to take care of himself. I mean, um, it was really bad. Fallen and he couldn't get up. He couldn't care for himself. So there's nothing there where he is that's even like that. Um, he could. I mean, he had a nice 1 bedroom apartment, but he couldn't take care of himself there. I mean, he had help coming in, but it wasn't enough. He really needed um, more hours of care, and the state actually approved it, but there was not the staffing to do it. There wasn't enough people to provide the care that he was approved for. So it got really ugly there last fall. He had a couple more little strokes. Um, I mean, it was just not pretty. He just kept falling and falling, and he was down. And he couldn't get up, and I think he hit his head. He's got bad diabetes. It's just one thing after another. He can't get his medicines, so where he is the best thing for him. I'm not saying mentally it's not where he needs to be, but physically for him to get care. And I think that he's on disability, and to be there, they take all of his little check except for $25. So he's got $25 to buy anything that he might want or need, which is very sad. That the state does that. So any kind of supplies, any kind of snacks, anything like that, he's got $25, and that doesn't go far at all. But thank you for the prayers. I appreciate that. It's very sad. And you know what's sad is that he's not the only one like that. There's so many more people like that. And he's so lonely, it's like no one comes to visit, and that was his big thing when he lived by himself, was the loneliness. And just to think of all the people that suffer from loneliness. Yeah, you can send him money. He's got PayPal, but no, there's nobody to send him money. I try to help him, but like today, this um, he sent me word. They're telling me I have to get another haircut, and then they send me the bill. I mean, that's one of the things that's not included in his monthly. So I'll get billed for his haircut. I mean, it's okay because it's not much, but it's hard for anybody that's in that situation. What do you mean, Jason? Like you? Sorry, I'm trying to drive and read too. So, I mean, I think a lot of his frustration is because of his financial situation. That at least when he lived in his little one bedroom apartment, he had the freedom to, now, if he needs some Fixodent or something, something he has to ask, can somebody PayPal me or can somebody order this from Amazon? And who wants to do that? I mean, what kind of life is that? I totally get it. Lonely. Yeah, I wish there was a. I mean, I think there probably is a way. I would love to get just people that are lonely on a live chat. Let's talk. Give them an avenue to speak with another human. But you got to get the word out there to find the people that need you. Oh, good. Look, I got off, and can you see the turnpike backed up over there? Oh, sorry, it's kind of blurry, but yeah, Jason, it's very hard. That's been his biggest issue for a long, long time, is loneliness. And if you have any type of depression, uh, and then you have that loneliness on top of it, or anxiety, and then you have the loneliness on top of it, I just can't imagine how awful it could be. Okay, Gator, go. It breaks my heart. And then think with when the big C came along, and then all those lonely people were then isolated, and no one could come visit. See, Chaplain, you're in a perfect situation, because I just wish even a chaplain or a minister or somebody would go visit him. He needs to talk to somebody desperately. Um, but he doesn't even have that, I don't think. When I was growing up, it used to be, you had the local minister or somebody came to the church, and not to the church, came to the hospital, usually every evening, and prayed for people. They always were going to the nursing homes to pray for people. So if nothing else, for you just to walk by a room and say hi, you know, I'll keep you in my prayers. I mean, I think that means the world to a lot of people that get nothing but those people coming in and, here's your medicine, let me take your blood pressure or whatever. If you're not in that situation, you don't see the need and the loneliness, and just the yearning for interaction with somebody else. It's heartbreaking and sad. And you know what? We could do something about it. You don't have to have a family in an assisted living or a nursing home. You can just go and visit people. Find a neighbor that lives alone, and check on them, see if they need something, you know? We need to do better for our fellow man. Thank you. We need to be there for each other. I think we have great people on my chat that comes in the world. There's some really good people. I got new wipers and they're kind of squeaky. It's a little foggy out, not down low, but a little higher up. You can see that glow in the sky. Yes, Chaplain, he did. He actually went to our childhood church. He went back to West Virginia when he got real sick. That's where he was. That's where he is now. But yes, he went back to that. It's a very teeny tiny church. But right now he's so mad at God. He's so mad at God. And in his heart he knows, but Satan has got such a grip on him because Satan wants him to think that God put him in this situation, that God allowed it. He's in such a deep, dark pit of darkness. It's just exhausting trying to get him out of it. You as well, Jason. I mean, I understand. I mean, things happen and we do get mad at God. He's just, I mean, but the things he says, the things he verbalizes are just awful. I mean, it just breaks my heart and it just makes me sick as he verbalizes these things. It's one thing to think it or even say it to yourself, but he posts these things and it's just awful. And Satan's doing the happy dance. Oh my goodness. He's got Satan doing the happy dance. Hey, Sean. We've had several different topics. It kind of just moves along. Right now we're talking about um, when something bad happens and you get upset with God, get mad at God, or, Satan wants you to be mad at God. So I have a disabled brother that's really struggling and he's just really mad at God right now. And Jason was saying him as well. And we all go through that we question, like, well, God, why did you let that happen? You know? Well, I think it's normal for us to question ourselves, or, is it God testing us, or is he trying to see if we're strong enough to handle, something that may be coming our way? I don't know. I try to look at it as in, something bad that may have happened to me or you, and then he uses that as an example for somebody else who may be going through something similar to show them that you can get through it. Even though you feel like you can't right now, you will one day, make it through this. Jason, probably think back to how far you've come now as to that day when you thought you'd never get this far, if that makes sense. Amen, Sean. You're right. And man, does he pack it on my plate. He packs me heavy. But that's the way I see it too. You know, he only gives you what you can bear. We bend, but we don't break. Sorry for coughing. It's Satan keeping me sick too. I know that. Yeah, that's what we were actually talking about, the loneliness and how people suffer so much with the loneliness, and if they have depression on top of that. So, thank you for sharing that. With Thanksgiving coming up, I'll give you a little history that you know, the pilgrims landed at Plymouth Rock, coming over on the Mayflower, and my ninth and 10th great grandparents came on the Mayflower, so they actually were ones that took part of the very first Thanksgiving meal. Hey, Mrs. Deuce. John Alden was my ninth great grandfather, and he married Priscilla, who they were single when they came on the Mayflower, but they married after they got to Plymouth. And I believe his mother, I'm not sure if his mother came, but Priscilla's parents came. I actually applied and I've got the connection. I just couldn't afford at the time to pay for all the registration things to finalize it. But no, I did reach out to them, and they found my connection with the person that they thought would be my best match. And so I just have to come up with some money to go through with it. I also need money to do the Mayflower, that they have a Mayflower Society where you can do all this stuff through the Mayflower too. So, and then my sixth great grandfather was John Hart, who's one of the signers of the Declaration. So there's all kinds of these societies and stuff that I could join if I had the budget for it. I have some really good roots, and that's just all on my dad's side. You're right, Chaplain. You were right about that. And my daughter, who has no patience at all, I used to joke and say she doesn't have a sense of humor either. That you could not make that child happy for any reason. I said she was born without a sense of humor. I used to give her an empty box at Christmas and tell her there was a sense of humor inside. She's a good kid, but she just never, there was just no sense of humor at all about anything. But when she became a mother, her whole outlook and attitude changed. That little boy made a huge difference in her life. And she has the patience. I just look at her when she's being mom, and I'm like, look at her. That's just absolutely amazing. That's very cool, Sean. Yeah, I had reached out to them, or they reached back out to me right as the big C was coming out, and so I put it on hold and actually kind of forgotten about it. But it's like a couple $100 just to do the paperwork, to do the process. So one day. It's very cool to have those connections, though, to be, what Sean's talking about, the SAR and the DARs, the sons and daughters of the American Revolution. Well, I'm almost home. I sign off when I get up on this little hill here. So everyone have a good evening. Thanks for riding along with me. Let's think about how, Chaplain, I'll help you whenever I have the time and you have the time together. You can send me a text and let me know what would be good for you, and then we need to try to help the lonely. Maybe we can give them some sort of avenue to at least chat with us. They could talk to us, even listen to us, So why don't y'all think about that? How can we help the people that's lonely and depressed and just needs, to talk with other people? We could do it, via online now. We have this avenue, so let's use it. So, all right, everyone, have a good evening. I'll talk to y'all later. Take care.